Hello, my name is Sheyla Zito. I am so excited to be here today. I am really pumping. I feel very passionate about this. I see so many people living a life that they don't want, doing things they don't want to do, being with people that they want to be with, working in jobs they hate. Why do we set ourselves to things, to situations, to people? Why do we do that? Why do we feel we have always to be waiting for something to happen so we can finally become, and have the things that we want, that are important to us, that matters? Why do we feel like, oh, as soon as I have money, I'll do this. As soon as I have the right job, I'll do this. As soon as I have a kids, I'll do that. As soon as I find a partner, I'm going to do that. As soon as I have the perfect job, I'll do that. As soon as I live in the place I want to live, I'll do that. As soon as I buy this car, I'm going to go there. Why we stop living before we even start? What's the matter with us? I'm not criticizing you. I'm telling you this because I need to hear this. How many times we settle for things even though we know that we don't want? We know that we are not congruent. We know that we are born for much more than what we are experiencing right now. Why we try to convince ourselves it's okay, that's enough, it's good, I don't need this, oh, I don't want it, or that's not important, when deep down we know it is. We really wish we could do, we could become, we could have, we could go, we could perform, we could execute, we could create all the things that really has a meaning to you. There is something very important. First thing, when I start talking to you, I want you to do something very important. I want you to empty your cup. Your cup, empty your cup. What do I mean by that? There's so much stuff in your life, in your head, that people made you believe was the truth, that you maybe learned in school, maybe from teachers, maybe from your parents, maybe from your family, grandparents, uncles, priests, religious experts, whoever was, somebody that had some kind of hierarchy over you, somebody that had an exercise some kind of power over you, I want to say. A boss, a mentor, something you read, a book that was important to you. I want just for now, while you're listening to this, empty your cup and allow me to talk to you. Give me the benefit of the doubt. Everything that I tell you. And if nothing works, if you don't believe, you want to walk away with nothing, just throw everything out. Everything that I give you. Because I'm here from my heart to give you this. All. Because you too deserve this. Before I was born, when my mother found out she was pregnant, she thought my father was having an affair. So she didn't want me. And she did everything she could during the pregnancy to get rid of me. This was a long time ago. And I'm so grateful that she did not have access to some things that are available today, because I wouldn't be here. She put her on like almost 70 pounds. She really didn't want me. Then by the time I was born like purple, almost black. I couldn't breathe. We are almost gone. I didn't cry. I wasn't there. They almost had to resurrect me. And then I was the middle child. I was born. I had an older sister, and I wasn't news or anything good. And I was always questioning and just challenging the status quo. So nobody really liked me very much. So I always felt rejected. Don't know if you connect with that feeling. I kept going. I was bullied in school. It was very difficult. It was very painful for me. It was my glasses, and there was my teeth, and there was my ears, and there was my hair, and there was my color, my skin, and there was the moles that I have. It was always a reason to be bullied. And then later on in life, it was very hard in my household. My parents tried really to raise us and to be loving parents, but the model they have, it wasn't really much love or affection or anything like that. My father had meningitis when I was 7 years old, and he lost his job, and we have no money whatsoever. My mother was a seamstress, and she was trying to do her way things for us to survive. My father, as an electrician, I don't know how to say that. He was performing work for people in the neighborhood, but he couldn't charge people. He didn't value himself. So he'd do work for free. And my mother would go and charge, and then there was an argument in the house, and then my father got sick, very ill, with meningitis, and couldn't control himself. So we were always getting spanked. We couldn't speak, we couldn't laugh, we couldn't play, we could run, we couldn't make noise because he would be crazy. He wasn't easy. My father was very strict. By the age of 19 or something like that, I met somebody. We were together, made all the wrong decisions. In trying to run away from home, I got trapped. I mean, married. My life plan was to have 2 kids, and I did at the age of 25 and 30. And they are the most precious and blessings in my life. Thank God for that. But the marriage was very difficult for me. It was terrible for me. I was incongruent. I wanted to play house. I wanted to have a house. I wanted to have my things. I wanted to have a place. I wanted to have dolls to take care of. I was 23 when I got married. I thought I knew what I was doing, but of course I didn't. I was so oppressed. I was so suffocated. I was so incongruent that I developed illnesses. At the age of 30, I realized how unhappy I was, and I prayed for a change. The same year, my second son was born, a few months after that. And then 4 months and a half after he was born, I found out I had the melanoma. This was October. In December, another melanoma. But I was so busy living my life, working the corporate world, being the only adult in the house, sustaining my ex-husband, his mother, he was the only son, the 2 kids, myself, and I just had to survive all that. I had no time for cancer. So I just kept rolling. I never stopped to digest, to understand what was happening to me. 2 years later, I found out there were 10 nodules in my lungs, and I thought it was the end. I made a decision it was my time to die. And in the following months, I really went down that road. I took it really serious. It was my farewell party. I wanted to see dolphins, and I convinced my ex-husband that we needed to go on vacation for the first time in our marriage because I wanted to see dolphins before I died. I was in an MBA program, and I decided it was time to quit because what's the point of doing an MBA if I'm going to die? Spending all this $2,500 a month if I'm going to die. I gave up on everything I was doing. I stopped everything I was doing. And my doctor said, come back in 6 months and let's see what happens. And I told him, I'm not going to be alive in 6 months. So he said, how about 3 months? I said, okay. So when I went back there in 3 months, I was so depressed, devastated. I was really ready. And then we got the exam results, and he checked and he said, oh, there were not 10 nodules, but 20. I remember I walked out of there defeated. There was no hope for me. There was no reason. There was it. There was my life doomed. 32 years old. And that was it. I had the 2 and a 7-year-old boys, and I completely detached from them. From the moment of the first exam results. I think as a protection mechanism to just protect myself because I didn't want to suffer. So I detached before. And that day when I came back to my 40 square meters apartment, just a little bigger than my office right now, I remember walking to the apartment, opening the door. There was tile on the floor, cold. This was the ground apartment, and we had no light, not much light. It's a very tiny living room, small kitchen. And so I just opened the door, saw the boys sitting on the floor. There was a blanket so they wouldn't sit on the tile, and they were playing with some kind of Lego. And I just looked very quick, and just inside my mind I walked to my bedroom. And then as I was approaching it, I heard my oldest son saying, it's not like that you do it. You put like this, you put this here. He was showing the 2-year-old how to do that. And I turned. The second that I turned has changed my life. As I turned, I heard angels singing. I saw this light coming from above upon my boys. And this light, I can't explain. You know, when there are those clouds and the sun comes through the clouds, and there was just almost like a channel of light. And I look at that, and inside of me, my inner voice starts screaming, giving up on my boys, not being able to be with them, to witness them growing, to going to school and having relationships, girlfriends and jobs, and build their lives and becoming men. No, I want to be here. I want to be part of their lives. So help me, God. And in that moment, something magic happened in me. It was a miracle. I was granted the miracle of life. And I felt in all my body, in my blood, in all my cells, in everything, in me, became so strong. It was like a warrior was born in that second. Nothing in the world could stop me. I was so strong. I was so certain of myself, what I wanted to do, and nothing ever mattered. No obstacles were obstacles, or was a problem or circumstances. Everything became small compared to the strength that I had within me. And I really earned that, and I possessed that. And I made amazing decisions in that very moment. I decided to walk away of my marriage because it was way too destructive for me. Yes, it took me some time, but I did. I walked away with nothing but my boys. I'm not going to get into details how it was. It was another survival journey. I had over $100,000 in debt. Not me, because my ex-husband, he was trying to run a business. He had no idea how to do anything. He was selling cars, and there was a big hole, and my name was right there in the mud. It was very difficult. And then I left there in a run to hide from him so I wouldn't get killed, to my mother's house that I haven't spoken in like years, because I was convinced by my ex-husband that nobody loved me. Nobody cared for me. I didn't matter. And now that I was going to die, my parents did not accept her, and there's something was happening. It was too much for them. And parents' love is unconditional. They just opened their arms, their house for me and my boys. I lived there for 2 years and started looking for an apartment. I had no money. And I spent the previous 2 years paying all those debts. And I paid them off, everything that was in my name. I resolved all that. And I was working every single day, 15, 18 hours a day, managed a 24/7 team. Was a Latin America manager, support manager. And I was managing teams everywhere in South America, clients in South America, everywhere, and in Spain. Teams in Hyderabad, in UK, and Brazil, and South America, all kinds of countries. It was a very difficult task, but I did it. And then I'm now looking for an apartment. And my budget was like 75,000, because I figure I put some money here, my vacation money, and this and that, and down payment. And then I start looking, and everything I found was not for me or my boys. Nowhere I wanted my family to be raised. So I walked into the $9,000. It was a little better, but it's too far away from what I wanted. And then I met his real estate agent, and then he brought me to see 3 apartments. I got to one, I didn't even got in because I had this feeling that something was pushing me, and I trust that. And then the second one, as I enter the apartment, it felt home. It felt it was already my house. It felt like every single room, it was already my place. Something that I didn't mention, that morning when I was 30 years old, the way I woke up in my birthday, when I prayed for a change, I asked for a place to live. And I wrote down a description of a 1 master suite, 3-bedroom apartment, 2 parking garage, deposit, and marble here, mirrors there, this kind of flooring. So many details I wrote down, and I put this paper inside the Bible. And then when I saw this apartment, I did not remember any of this, of course. But I told the owner, I said, I'm going to make you an offer. Please don't get upset with me. It's me and my boys. I have no help, financial help whatsoever from the father. I'm all by myself, and I really want to live here. I really want to raise my boys here. It was a 1 building, and it was perfect. And I made him an offer, and there was a little adjustment here and there, and he accepted. It was $230,000, more than 3 times more what I could afford. In 2 years and a half, I paid off the apartment directly to the ex-owner, every single month, 2 payments a month. And then I raised my boys. by myself. No help. And then I thought I knew everything. I was feeling independent and self-sufficient and like I am the boss of my life. Very faithful. Don't get me wrong. And then work was very hard. And I was in a relationship now with somebody that was really, I was allowing this person to have power over me. And I just couldn't take it anymore. Guess what happened? I developed another cancer in my thyroid. It was the hardest time for me because I really needed people to help me. I don't know if you understand, when we don't have our thyroid, what happens to us? We lose all our strengths. And in the beginning, after the surgery, you don't have the thyroid and you don't have the hormones and you cannot take anything because you need to go through a process of 40 days to make sure it's not spread in your body and go to the treatment. It was very difficult. But life goes on. And now I'm thinking everything is good. I am in control. I'm having a lifestyle that I like. I'm working like a dog, raising my boys, buy a new car, have a dog. Life is good. Still with the same person, boyfriend, things changed a little bit, but not exactly perfectly yet. And there was another threat. But this time, thank God it wasn't cancer. But this scary phase period of unknown, it took me down really hard. For a few months, I was really low again. But now, what got me, I understood it was all about my self-esteem, my self-image. And a year later, I moved to another country. I moved to the United States. And ever since, I'm living a wonderful life here. And I'm very happy. I'm very, I don't want to say satisfied because they say you should never be satisfied, you should always want more. And I help people that have gone through huge challenges to claim their life back, to be happy, congruent, and get inspired to become the person they were born to be. And then I look in my life and all the things that I did, and I try to understand, how did I do that? What happened? Besides the miracles, the blessings, the luck that I had, what happened in my mind? How did I work and operate so I could really help people and kind of pay it forward? And I came up with a program that can really help them to rescue themselves, to heal. Because sometimes we go from one thing to another, one thing to another. We don't take time to just take a deep breath, to restore ourselves, to go through the process before we start the next thing. We just allow all this thing, the mess, the noise, just take us. I learned that what goes on in our mind has such a power in our lives. Our thoughts are going to be responsible for our feelings. You think about something, all of a sudden you have this feeling. What are feelings? Feelings, it's a word that we created to describe the vibration we are in. What is vibration? What do you mean by that? Thoughts are nothing else but energy vibrating. All of us, we're not really solid matter. It's just energy vibrating. Everything is. If you look in a microscope, if you look in your hand in a microscope, it's not this. It's going to be vibration. I'm not a physicist, but you can do a research on that and confirm what I'm saying here. And the thoughts become the feelings that become our actions and impact our results. And then we get into this cluster in this thing that never ends, because we look in our results, we are dissatisfied, we are unhappy, and then because of that we start thinking, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve, I'm not good enough, and then I have these feelings of defeating, and then because I have those feelings of defeating negative, I just take bad actions or don't take actions at all because I don't believe in myself, and then those results are the same, and I'm going over and over and over again the same life, living the same year over and over and over again. Enough. It's time to come back to life, to bring you back. It's time to let the phoenix be alive, coming from the ashes and fly freely. This is the only life we've got, the only one. Are you truly living a life true to yourself? The life that you want to live? Or are you living a life that others expect you? Did you know that the number one regret of the dying is that people did not live the life that they wanted? But a life that somebody else expected of them. This is a research. It's in a book called The 5 Regrets of the Dying from Bronnie Ware. She was a nurse taking care of people in the deathbed, in the deathbed. Sad, terrible. We don't understand until it's too late that there is no more time to do anything, to take action, to really embody the person that you are. You are God's highest form of creation. You have not only your perfect body, but your mind and your spirit, your soul. You are one with the universe. The divine intelligence lives within you. You are divine expression of God. They say that the 2 more important days in your life is the day you're born and the day you find out why. Why are you here? Why were you put on this earth? What's the reason? Do you think it was a mistake? No, it wasn't. 300,000 sperms. You were the chosen ones, the chosen one. All those eggs, you were chosen. There is a reason. Why is that? Why do you think you were here? If you put yourself right there and be interviewed by this nurse, what do you want to tell her? What do you want to say? Are you living the life that you're supposed to live here? How do you want to be remembered? Are you satisfied with yourself? With how you're showing up at work, to your kids, to your loved ones, to your friends, to people that matter to you, to the person you look at the mirror? Are you all that you can be? Are you working towards your best version? Living the perfect life you always wanted and deserved because you know it. You worked hard your whole life. You've gone through a lot of challenges, so many setbacks. You survived, and you know what I'm talking about. Those things you went through, it may be very well because you needed to learn those lessons so you can teach others. You can help others. They are right now going through these challenges, experiencing this very low, depressed, defeated state. You know how to get out of there. You found the breakthrough. You may be not all there, but you don't need to be. You just need to be one step ahead of other people to be able to help them. Life has no meaning if you don't help each other. You see, the trees don't eat their own fruit. The animals don't eat their own species. We are not here for ourselves, but we're here to help others. But you cannot give what you don't have. So what do? You need to take care of yourself, of your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. You are one being. Are you doing this? You need to put your oxygen mask first. And only after you are breathing normally, you can help others. How are you treating yourself? How are you responding to what happens to you? How do you react when people tell you things, do things to you? Are you congruent? Do you have a faith? Do you believe in yourself? Because if you don't believe in yourself, who you think it's going to believe? If you don't take care of yourself, who you think is going to take care of you? We set the bar, how we want to be treated. If we don't care, don't love, how others are going to do that? If I ask you to make a list of all that you love, how long it's going to take for you to put your name in that list? Do you put yourself first in your life? Do you know that you are the most important thing in your life? Because without you, there is no such a thing as your life. How do you choose to be from now on? What's your decision towards life, towards future? Do you want to leave a legacy? We're not going to live forever. Now is the time to do, to be, to have, to become. Today, right now, make a decision. Enough. I am worthy. I am enough. I am perfect. I am the perfect person to do what I'm here to do, to start my journey, to believe that I can do this. It's not about seeing so that you can believe. It's all about believing so that you can see. That's what faith is about. It's to believe in the impossible. Do you believe in the impossible? Do you believe that you are entitled to a miracle? That God's blessings and grace are for you too, for your family, for what you want to build, for the impact you want to cause in this world, for the message that you want to deliver to others, to empower, to make anything possible. Because if your mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve, said Napoleon Hill a long time ago. Do you think you can do this? Do you think you can have wonderful relationships, that you can work into something that you can't believe it's a job? That you can live in this wonderful place, a house, in this city, in the wear this clothing and having this car, material or no material things. Do you think it can go above and beyond? Do you have the guts to go out there and do all these things? You know deep down you're here for that. Did you know that you have all the answers to all the questions that you need? And you are the biggest problem that you will ever have. And you're also the only solution. How highly do you think of yourself? Are you expecting somebody else to validate you, your message, your value, your power, your divinity? God has created us likewise Him. It's not me saying, you know that. Perfect, like God. We are spiritual beings in a human experience, in our own journey. You are exactly what you need to be right here, right now, in your own journey. You are not early, you're not late, you're not behind, you're not ahead. You are at the right place at the right time. Trust me, believe me, and stop saying negative things about yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and honor what you see. Look at yourself and bring all this power that you know you have it, and talk to yourself eye to eye. I am not perfect. I never claimed to be, but I learned to love, respect, honor, and admire the person staring back at me. I know you've gone through amazing, incredible things. You're a fighter, you're a warrior. You were born for greatness, and I'm here with you no matter what. Tell yourself those things. Always say wonderful things about you, because we are God's creatures. And when we say bad things about us, diminish ourselves, we're really saying those things to our Creator. I know that's not what you mean. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. People that have done bad things to you, made you feel bad. But you know what? Nobody has the power to make us feel bad. We give them the power. Let it go. Everything that doesn't belong to you anymore. Let it go. All those grudges, all those negative feelings, those regrets, the things that you wish you have done. You know what? You've done the best you could have done at those times with the knowledge you had, the experience, the culture, everything, the education. Forgive yourself. Accept your younger version. Love. Be kind. Be generous. Be you. Love all your parts. You are one being, perfect. I am very passionate about this. I have a very strong message because I believe that God has created me this treasure chest with all these wonderful things and tools. It would be a sin to die with all this. So that's why I'm here, because I want to share this with you, with the world. I believe we can cure cancer. We can heal ourselves of all kinds of illnesses, physical, mental, spiritual, because God gave us that power. And He says that all the time. Look at the scriptures. It's not metaphors. It's not just a way of saying. It's the truth. Ask and you shall receive. When you were cured from illnesses, heal your head too. Quit thinking about that. Quit thinking about your past. You see the hourglass there in the back? You see the time that's here? It's over. It has passed already. There is nothing you can do that's going to change that. But you know the time you have here in the top? That's precious time that it's left for you to live. Do you really want to waste time from here talking about what already happened, that there is no way back? No, don't do that. Living in the past, it's a terrible cause of depression. Living in the future is the perfect recipe for anxiety. Is your mind living the same time that your body is? Every single day, we wake up, we open our eyes, and we are granted this present, a clean slate for us to create, to start anything that we want. We are free. You don't have to anything. You don't have to be in a place you don't want to be. With a person that is no longer connect in a job that is killing you. You can choose. You are one decision away from a perfect life that you always dreamed about, that you love, that is perfect to you. It's one decision away. You know, we all need help. You know you need help. Only you can answer this question, but it's just a matter of time. Do you want to help now? Or you're going to allow even more time, energy, and money to be wasted, and then you're going to get some help. How much does it cost to live the life you're living right now, to be unhappy? All the illnesses that you are creating in your mind, going through your body, because you can't digest, you cannot discern, you cannot live your full potential. You know, living a life that is less than what you can live, what you can build, what you can create is a recipe for unhappiness. And you know that. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be fulfilled? You deserve this. This is not a trial or a rehearsal. This is real, your real life, right here, right now. I am very grateful for you. And I honor you. I'm actually very proud of you, because if you're still here listening to this, there is something within you that is really craving for this change, for this transformation, for the next level in your life. Finally, claim your life back. Take possession. Earn it. And be and do and become and have thing that you always wanted and deserved. And God is blessing you, granting you this opportunity to do it right here, right now. You are alive. You're full of life. And you can inspire so many people in the world. Please do this. Make this happen. Your story will inspire others. There are people right now really suffering. And we can reduce, diminish, or even eliminate that by helping them. Just the fact sometimes of being alive is already an amazing inspiration. Give them something to aspire for, to truly believe, because you did, they can do it too. And I'm here to tell you, I did it, and so can you. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? And even if you don't, I want you to know that I do believe in you. And all I'm asking right now is that you believe that I believe in you. It's really all you need to start this beautiful journey of transformation. I can't wait to work with you and to be with you, part of your journey. Be granted this privilege of sharing this amazing story that you're going to put out there to the world in service to others, helping, creating a life of abundance and prosperity and excellence. Because you see, God's creation is abundant. There's so much prosperity. I like to ask this: do you believe in a world of scarcity or abundance? Whatever your answer is going to determine the rest of your life. Do you believe you can have all that you want? That you can be? That you can become? If you believe you can or that you can't, you're correct. Henry Ford said a long time ago. I am so thrilled with this opportunity of talking to you here today. I have all this passion within me. It's real. This is the real me. And I am so grateful every day, every morning, and throughout the day for really this grace and this blessing that has been granted to me. Because I have walked the talk, I understand. I've gone through a lot too. And this is how it looks like, it sounds like in the other side. I can't wait for you to join me. It is a beautiful journey. It's amazing. There's so much light. You know, there's a lot of kids that are afraid of the dark. But you know what's the scariest thing? Adults that are afraid of light. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. Much love.